Basketball fans, welcome back. So this past weekend, we had our Kenya Morans play in the FIBA Afrobasket 2025 qualifiers. The games were just insane, and some of the things that I said came to pass. I knew for a fact that the Tunisia matchup was actually quite difficult, and we got beat brutally. Then the next brutal beatdown was against Angola, which, my God, it was the hardest game to watch. But finishing up on a high note is that game against Guinea, which we won, and won by 6 points. And I must say, at some point, I felt like that game we were almost losing it. We were almost bottling it because we are not accustomed to playing with a lead. But the good thing is the Kenya Morans were able to withstand that. They withstood that run and finished off the game. And we ran it out with a record of 1-2. So 1 win, 2 losses. And Guinea, just to add some context, this was a team that was coming off their own loss, two back-to-back losses against Angola, which they played on Friday. They played on Saturday against Tunisia. So they were just hours removed from our game. So even in the post-game interview, one of the Guinea players came out and said that they didn't even have enough rest and playing back-to-back really wrecked them. But it is what it is. That's how the format of the context is. And in this video, the whole objective will just be just to give a recap on what really happened and also just give the lessons learned and also the way forward as we continue with our continental basketball expeditions with the national team. So for starters, during this weekend, you could see on the channel, if you're watching this on Instagram or YouTube, you have seen a series of videos that I made talking about these games in depth. In those videos, I just went directly into the stat sheet and also just add some context and also looking at the game from a film perspective and from a stats perspective and also giving analysis based on what we saw. So I went in depth into those videos, and actually those videos were long, and I must say they were actually quite difficult to make, piecing everything together. But in this one, I'll just go over what we saw. So in the beginning, even when I mentioned the Kenya Morans, you could see the whole objective for even the exhibition games that they had was just to see if they can test out the good, they can test out their training. We had some, few issues that was being seen in the training camp. And also when it came to the players and the coaches, I just feel like there was a bit of dysfunction there. And even the first game that we played, even doing a recap, I know I made a couple of videos talking about this, but there's that South Sudanese local-based players. We had the game against the Team Select and the University Select team. So in those 3 exhibition games prior to this tournament, I can honestly say we had so many flaws that we got masked with the end result, and conceding north of 200 points in 3 games, that showed me we had a lot of red flags going into this tournament. And though that preparation, I don't feel like it was adequate enough to be able to take us to that next level, especially when it came to matching up with these teams. And honestly, if you think that beating those 3 teams would have made us be iron sharp and ironclad to be able to compete against Tunisia, Angola, and Guinea, then you're just wrong and you're mistaken. Because those games, honestly, if you ask me, they were just more of PR. And they are mostly just to put the team out there and just show the Kenyans that we can win games. But in the end, we all know the truth. And with that, there was also that whole issue with the coaching situation. You could see KBF and the Kenya Morans management made it impossible for Coach Grant Wallace to coach, and also KBF management and also the Kenya Morans management gave the nod to Coach Cliff, knowing how much of a failure he is, and kept giving this guy a chance to coach the team, knowing for a fact that this is a coach that cannot bring to you anything substantial. This is a man that got cut in the FIBA Afrobasket qualifiers and Coach Liz Mills got brought in. Then after things went sideways with Coach Liz Mills, he got brought back in. And when he got brought back in for the FIBA not even FIBA Afrobasket, but FIBA World Cup qualifiers, I don't even say made sure, but we lost the games under him, and his strategies and tactics were ineffective. So this was not a coach that you could trust. But yet again, he got a chance to coach in the FIBA AfroCan 2023, where he's really, really struggled, and we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do anything to even make it back to the finals, and we had the huge drop from being runners-up in 2019 to finishing sixth. So we could see there was a huge drop-off in that, and there was still no red flags raised on this coach, and he was still given an opportunity. And also another red flag was when the team was playing a week before traveling to Tunisia against the University Select. The man was not even there to coach the team. The man was busy coaching the KPA Dockers. So that was something that rubbed me off the wrong way, and I even made a video talking about it. I said in my video, the Kenya Morans are lost. That one was addressing that whole situation. And going even into this, you could see the comments that the players had. They covered it on Instagram, put it on also X, just talking about what these players were saying. I feel like they didn't have a very good camp, and given the fact that two players, Joel Ewich and Derek Ogechi, they flew in from their countries and their leagues that they play in, and they flew directly to the venue. So they met in the venue. They met in Tunisia with the other 10 players that flew in from Nairobi to Tunisia. So there was lack of chemistry there, and that's the same problem that we've had even in dating back 3 years ago in 2021. There's this interview that Joel Ewich had after the Mozambique game. He said, we have problems with our chemistry, and still that problem it's a recurrent issue. Now that this window has come to a close, we now have 12 months to prepare for the next one, which is going to be next year time like this. Will we keep dropping the same excuses? Will we keep, Coach Cliff? Will we keep the legacy players as we know it? Because even moving forward, are the legacy players, even the people who are defending them, do you actually believe that they can deliver us anything for us? Can they do anything for us? I don't think so. The legacy players have shown time and time again they cannot be relied upon. They think that they can get they get away with calls in the domestic league in KBF, but when you go down to FIBA, you have people averaging 2 points, 0 points. Some players can even go scoreless the players you think they can drop 30, they drop how many points? 6 points, 4 points, 2 points. At some point, 0 points, averaging 4 points per game on ridiculous minutes. Players can even play north of 27 minutes and have zero productivity. These are the players that are being brought in. So there has to be even an audit of this thing, because going by the stats, going by the film, and going by the history of the coaches, the legacy players, it's clear that Ariel Okal, Griffin Ligare, Desmond Owili, Joel Ewich, who else? Victor Bosire, they should all go. Actually, the team captain did not even lead by example. Victor Bosire was actually very inefficient, and it's only those 2 shots that he hit in that Guinea game that you might think that he's all that, but he's not. He's a player that is very inefficient. In the game against Angola, this man played 2 minutes 30 seconds and he fouled 3 times. So this is not a player that you can actually rely on. He's not a scorer, he's not a point guard, he's a nobody. He doesn't possess any skill there. So there's that. And one thing, even before I leave the games, the Tunisia and Angola matchups were very crucial, because had we won either of these matchups, it would have shown us that we have changed our ways. But anytime Kenya matches up against an elite team, we fail. Angola did not even bring their A team. They had a 17-year-old from the NBA Academy, and he came in and schooled us. We had Chile Dandao, he was doing anything he wanted. Gilson Bango was doing everything he wanted. Garson Lukeni was doing everything he wanted in that Angola game. And we got schooled in there. We got very much schooled. Tunisia, we're just getting scored on, man. Like, we're just getting our asses handed over to us by a 45-year-old Ramdan Slimane. He's much more effective than these legacy. He's much more older and much more effective than these legacy players that we have. We have players that can't even grab a rebound. Our front court is weak. Desmond Willie, Ariel Okal are very ineffective. I mean, who else? This guy, Fidel Fade, man. Oh my God, Fade. He was just. I just feel like some players just need to get out of the team immediately. They can't provide anything for us. They can lie, they can show, not even lie, they can show you that they are very dominant in the domestic league. They can show that they are all-stars in the domestic league. But when it comes to playing for the national team, these are guys that just fumble it. So they're just, they're just out there. So Tunisia and Angola are considered way above us, and we are not even on the same level. But Guinea is on the same level as Kenya. So Tunisia and Angola, it was a given that they're going to beat us. And it showed. They beat us by double digits, and they beat us by above like 20 points. Angola being the worst with 30 points. So we produced one of the weakest matchups against Tunisia and Angola. But in the Guinea game, despite the fact that we won that game, we still struggled to maintain a lead. At some point, Guinea cut the lead to 2. And we didn't even know how to play with a lead because we are used to playing when we are down. We are used to losing so much to the point where we don't even know how to win a game. And it was just Alberto Dero's late game heroics that got us the win, especially in the horse, because you couldn't even get anything, any productivity from the legacy players. Griffin was not there. Bosiri is not that guy. He only hit 1-3. He only hit 1-3 at the fourth, and that's it. He was not a primary scorer. He's not even a point guard. I don't even know why he thinks he can play that position. He's not that guy. I mean, I doubt even the efficiency of Griffin. Griffin is actually a good player. He's a solid player, but his output is wanting. We don't even know what he can bring to a team, especially when it comes to the Kenya Morans. Only veteran leadership, and that's where it stops. But shooting the 3-ball, he can't. There are some players who can't even shoot the 3-ball, Griffin being one of them. So all I'm just saying is beating Guinea does not make us, any better. We've just won a game, and that game will now ease off the pressure when you're going on to the next window. We don't have to struggle as much, because now that means we only have to win about one game, or even like 2 games if possible. That will mean that we'll have to win against either Angola or Tunisia, and beat Guinea again, which is our best bet. But honestly, if you ask me, this win against Guinea does not make us, that. We are not all that. We only won by 6 points, and we literally struggled. If we are almost blowing that lead, so people have to understand that we have 12 months to prepare. 12 months to understand we have to start training immediately for it. The 2025 Afrobasket is just 12 months away. We have to prepare. We cannot just wait for last minute the way we waited. Like, even putting a team together took time. Are we going to rebuild? Are we going to contend? If you're going to keep the legacy players, that means that you don't want to rebuild, and you want to go ahead and contend. Some players in their roster need to go. The team must be centered around Alberto Dero, Eugene Adera, Derek Ogechi, Fahim, Bramwell. Those are the guys that need to rebuild, and also add in players that are young players between age 17 to 21. Those are the players that are supposed to be filling the other roster spots. All the others need to go, all of them, because if you can keep the legacy players, you can keep the legacy coach, you can keep the legacy team manager, but you will never win with those people. I'm talking to you, KBF, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna listen to this video soon. So when it's uploaded, so I know you watch my videos. So the thing is, my message to the national team is, cut the legacy players, cut the coach. The coach needs to be fired immediately. Coach Cliff needs to go. He's not a coach that can do anything for us. This win against Guinea does not exonerate him. He's still incompetent. He got embarrassed by Angola and Tunisia. Okay, I know that Tunisia are defending champions, and they're defending the reigning 2-time defending champions, and Angola have 11 Afrobaskets, so they're legendary. So the thing is, Coach Cliff needs to go. The team manager Maxine needs to go. This is only a lady that is only concerned with trips. So this is somebody that is not concerned with even what does she do exactly? Does she even take part in the selection committee? Because if she's in that committee, why are we still having some deadwood players on the roster? So yeah, your guess is as good as mine. We need change, and we need to rebuild the team, because we cannot roll with these players. These players have shown that they produce virtually nothing for us. They have nothing going for us. They only care about their own personal fame and playing for their national team, but they don't care about winning. Ask yourself, do these players feel embarrassed when they embarrass our country? Do they? Because if they feel embarrassed, they wouldn't be playing this poorly. I mean, again, man, it is what it is. We have 12 months to prepare. The lesson learned is prepare early. We don't have to prepare a month to the tournament, because if you look at it, the next window will open for Kenya. The next one is going to be in November, but Kenya is not going to feature there. We're going to have other nations there. But in February next year, 12 months away, we have the other window opening. Then much later in August, September, that's when we're going to have the actual Afrobasket. So we have ample time to prepare. The question is, are the Kenya Morans management competent enough to understand what they need to do? Because if they keep on operating like this, even the airfare to go there, they should start fundraising for it now. They should start creating mechanisms so that they don't go broke and start depending on the government to fly them out. Something like that. They should even start selling their own merchandise or something. So there's so many excuses that the Kenya Morans management, Coach Cliff, KBF can have. They can drop all they want. But the fact is, they can keep these players, they can keep this coach, they can keep the legacy players. And I'm talking about the players on the roster. I'm talking about the legacy players. There are players I'm giving a hall pass. The players I'm giving a hall pass, Derek Ogechi. We're giving a hall pass to Alberto Dero, Ariel Ortega, Eugene Adera, Fahim, Bramwell. I know Ken Washira did not play, but also giving them a hall pass, because those are the players that we need to rebuild around. Those are the bona fide number one option right now is Alberto Dero. He's our guy. The number two option, Derek Ogechi. Number three, Eugene Adera. But number two, it can be switched. It's either whoever gets hot, either Eugene or Derek. But you get the point. Though that trio, then you add in Fahim Juma. Then you add in our 3-point specialist Ariel Ortega. Then you add in our center Bramwell. Then you add in another swingman Ken Washira. I mean, we have the pieces. The only thing is they need to get rid of Ariel Okal. They have to get rid of Victor Bosire, Griffin Ligare. You have to get rid of Fidel Okoth, Joel Ewich. I mean, they need to go. Desmond Owili needs to go. They all need to go for the next level, the next generation of the players. Because you can even see other nations are retooling and they're rebuilding. Even if I would rather we lose games with a rebuilding squad other than you take the legacy players, we lose with them. That means you have gone there to contend and we have lost. So it is what it is. So those are the things that I just wanted to cover in this video. I know I've said a lot this whole weekend, even with the videos I made, but that one right there, I just wanted to add and just say, there are things that need to happen. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think. And I'm out. Peace.